decide we want to sit down, we sit, you know. So if we can, everybody, if you can stop the conversation so we can do it Donnareyna style. Let's go.
Yeah, let's connect each other.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Okay, perfect. Share. You all right? Okay. Oh, yeah, we got to get...
I'm living it.
Oh, don't.
Liza, can you record this live?
I'm doing it now.
Yeah, but I want you to be a part of it.
She came here to be the...
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And that way we can close up the circle there.
Okay.
We can close up the...
I would like you to close up the circle.
Can we come this way a little bit to close up the circle?
Go, Sherinata.
Okay. All right. So just so y'all know, we're doing this completely, like we said, Donnareyna style, because the last many hours that we put into this, my computer wasn't here, and I must have left it Donnareyna style on the counter, so they're perfect. So just so you know, we're just doing exactly what we need to do and do it. And I think that just closing our eyes and connecting and being a part of this beautiful energy, everything that was brought here today, for her, through her, into her, right into our hearts and soul, and back to the universe again, is what's going to happen at this moment. And I think that everybody has a story to tell, a moment in time or a wrinkle in time, if that's what you want to call it, where you can laugh or cry about Donnareyna. And if you want to hold on to that and captivate that moment, to hold that in your heart, to know that there's only, wherever we are at this moment, laughter, maybe some forgiveness, some releasing, some dancing, and just thinking about who it is that she really was to you, or what she taught you, or what maybe you learned from her. Because on this journey, we all create ourselves. We all have challenges, and we all are here to make ourselves better in every possible way. And often it's like when push comes to shove, we just need a little love. Isn't that what it is? What it's all about, right? This push comes to love, and we need whatever it is. Push comes to shove, and we need a little love. So I'm going to share just a little, I think, a story that was important, you know, for me. And I think the most important thing is because I want everybody to have a moment who wants to share. And that's the most important, because that's what it's really all about. Because it's, you know, not about me doing this, that's for sure, and hearing me just chat away. Because I'll do that for a long time. For those of you who know me. Get the mic out of her hand. But let's just close our eyes for a moment. Let's just breathe in the energy. Just like the ebb and flow of the waves, allowing our breath and our hearts to connect. Breathing in and out, giving ourselves this moment of life, of grounding, of connection. Allowing our hearts to connect as our hands connect. And allowing the energy of the circle to go into the vortex as it spins around and around. From every person in the circle, it goes around and around. honoring and knowing that each and every one of our hearts and our spirits, our energy is connecting as it ripples faster and faster, one by one, through each and other hands, and faster, clockwise as it spins further and further into the energy of the circle as it spins the sand and the energy around the molecules, the life, the love as it ripples up, knowing that this circle is stronger as it's banded together through love and connection as it reaches up high into the universe, allowing it to spin with your heartbeat as it spins faster and faster with your heart up into the sky, up into the universe, and allowing it to connect with every single moment in time that you've had with Donna, bringing every memory and every moment together right now and allowing it to fill your heart with love, with laughter, bringing her moments into your life, bringing her moments into your heart, allowing her to become right now into the middle of this circle with us right here, right now, so she can be here smiling, honoring, knowing that this is her time to be here with us. Breathe that in, and to know that this celebration will always be healing, be with us always in prayer, be with always knowing and honoring who it is that we are meant to be with Donna, knowing that she's in our heart and souls and always chatting with us wherever we are, feeling her energy in every blink of a crystal, every shine of the sun, every ripple of the ocean. Wherever we are, she is. And as I walked out to the car today, I saw a butterfly wing, a wing just by itself. I took a picture of it. And I thought to myself, thank you for letting me know that you're there. Thank you for always being there when I know that I need to hear you and know that you're with me. In the middle of all my chaos, I have a little bit of Donna with me, knowing and honoring with my spirit. And so with that, we all want to come back into our hands and our hearts and to bring a smile onto our faces as we look into each other as eyes. Breathing, coming back. In this moment, and recollecting on all the moments that you had from the past, the present, and going into the future with your heart and soul and connecting with Donna. For Donna. Aho.
Love you, Mama Reina.
We love you, Mama Reina. Thank you. Yes. Exactly. I know Amber really wants the microphone. She can't wait. But everybody does. It's okay. Because they have a moment. It's all right.
I definitely want to speak in Mama Reina's honor.
Yeah,
No doubt.
exactly. And so, I have a poem here that I like to share. On some of the things that the little bit I have with me from everything I prepared is here. It's so funny. So Donnareyna style. Okay, so one was from Rumi, and I thought that was really cool because Rumi is very powerful in the words of the ancients. Not gone. Death has nothing to do with going away. The sun sets, the moon sets, but they are not gone. Plain and simple. That's it. I'm like, wow, that pretty much says it all. Because when you think about it, there is so much. It just goes on and on, right? There's this energy and the imprints that we leave behind and how to make us better. So Remember Me by Margaret Mead. To the living, I am gone. To the sorrowful, I will never return. To the angry, I was cheated. But to the happy, I am at peace. And to the faithful, I have never left. I cannot be seen, but I can be heard. So as you stand upon a shore, gazing at a beautiful sea, remember me. As you look in awe at a mighty forest and its grand majesty, remember me. Remember me in your heart, your thoughts, and your memories of the times we loved, the times we cried, the times we fought, the times we laughed. For if you always think of me, I will have never, ever gone. And there are a lot of poems out there, but those were the two that really, to me, were just said it all. It was beautiful. And, you know, so I'm just going to share this with you, and then, you know, definitely, I have a couple, you know, one cute, nice little thing that we're going to do, but I definitely want to open up the circle for everybody else. But, you know, when I knew Donna, like peas in a pod, pretty much. Very similar energies. Very loud. Very, I think that if I was born when she was, I would have been a gypsy exactly like Donnareyna, carrying all my shit around. No doubt about it. So I learned from Donnareyna how to run a business and how not to run a business. I learned from Donnareyna about how to set up an event to make it beautiful, the layers upon layers. I learned from Donnareyna that I want to have my event set up, all my stuff set up before the event, not after the event. And then I learned from Donnareyna so much about crystals and how much I love them as much as she did, and how much I love to sell as much as she does, but as much as I love as much as she does love. And we fought, we didn't get along, but we loved as much as we did too. And we were sisters in such a different way, and sisters at heart on a very, very deep level. And we will always be, because we knew that we were sisters from past lives, from past lives more than once. And I'm sure all of you must have felt that with Donnareyna at some point in time, as well as each of us in the circle. So I think the most important thing is, one thing I wanted to say was, oh yeah, she was, if I were to wrap up Donnareyna in just a few words, I would always tell her, first of all, I would say, for anything I always said, from the call, I said, I love you, Donna, but no, because she was all about love. Totally. But I would wrap up Donna in these words: a chaotic and whimsical, crystalline, free spirit mermaid. And that's who she was. That's, that is everything about Donna to me. So with that being said, I'm not going to share the surprise audio that we created. I will put it up online at some point, because obviously it wasn't meant to be for here. And but I will put it up online. I really encourage you all, because it's actually her voice. So this is the crazy thing that happened. And it's really important for me to share it, because I know that she was with me the whole way of doing this. But just how it didn't work out is exactly how she wanted it to be as well. So as we're planning this event, this memorial service, she said she didn't want flowers to be thrown into the ocean. She said she didn't want flowers to be left on the beach, because they don't belong here. But what she told me, she says, just order the seashells and I want everybody to take a seashell or two, because I have plenty, and to make a wish and a prayer, and to send them into the ocean, because that's where they belong. Thank you. Thank Donna for that one. Thank you, Donna, and the channel that I am. Thank you. And so I did order lunch, and thank Amazon for the seashells. The second thing I wanted to share, and she did say she asked for everybody to take home this evening a flower and bring it home and think of her. And if you want to dry the flower out, dry it out, but carry the flower, because that's what she really wants you to have, is the flower to bring home with you. That's one really important message. The other thing is, in the middle of us doing all this, I'm going through the phone and I'm like looking for a special audio that I had recorded that was a prayer, a goddess prayer. And she loved that goddess prayer. And I was like, okay, fine. And so as I'm looking for it on my phone, which, you know, since the brain tumor, I've gotten new computers, gotten new platforms, gotten all this new stuff. And what happened was that I couldn't find it, so I go into my voicemail message, and I go into audio to look for meditations and whatever it was I was looking for. And guess what? I found all of these messages, like 150 voicemail messages that have all been saved on my phone. Some of them were for probably car warranties. But they're also from people in Spanish and English, mind you, that I never bought. But also, there were messages from all these amazing people. So I listened to a couple of them because there's like 150, literally. And it was like, when I got to like the fourth or fifth one, there was Donnareyna's message from like 4 years ago to 5, maybe 6 years ago. I heard her voice, and I just about, my heart just came pounding out of my chest. I couldn't believe it. So then I listened to the next one because there was no names next to the numbers. It's just this huge list of archive of .amr, you know, like JPEG or JPEG or whatever, but it's .amr, and I had no idea what that meant. So I'm like, wow. This was Donnareyna's voice, so I listened to Nick's 303 number, and there's Donnareyna again. In the middle of me planning her memorial ceremony, I switched phones. I had no idea this was here. So there was like 3 messages from her, all Shungite, of course, and wheeling and dealing. Then I move up, and then there's all these unknown, and I didn't listen to any more because I'm like, all right, this is like 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. So then I go up, and there's these other messages that are there that are called unknown numbers. There was like about 10 of them. And 5 of them were Donnareyna's voices. So what I did was I took all those messages and I put them into a format with beautiful music behind it so you could hear her voice again. And it's like a 4.5 to 5 minutes. And it's so freaking amazing and beautiful. And what I'll do, and since I don't have my computer here in perfect Donnareyna style, I guess she didn't want me to share it now. But I did spice it and dice it, and it's a most beautiful thing, and I'll ask Sherry where she wants me to put it. But it's her last words, hellos and goodbyes, and all the adventures that she does and places that she was going. And I will share that with you, and I will upload it to the page, the event page, or whatever. No. All I have is this, Lucky. So this is me. This is all I have in Donnareyna style. My computer, literally, laptop is sitting on the counter. So anyway, so I invite you, definitely. I promise you I will upload it, and I will share it with you. And everybody just make sure you go onto the page, on the event page. So with that, I want to say, pass the microphone around to whoever would like to say anything that your heart speaks to about Donnareyna. And after we're done, we can play some music. I have some great songs. I brought Little Light of Mine we can sing after. But before we do all the singing and stuff and dancing, I would love for everybody, after we're all done talking, to definitely take a seashell or 2 and make a wish and a prayer and throw it into the water for her. And we'll do that after. So, so let's take it away.
You can't pass the microphone because
I can pass it.
rotate the circle.
We can rotate the circle. It's okay. That's right. It's a great idea. Rotate the circle. There you go.
So, as many of you know, that I invested a lot of time with Donnareyna, and many travels, including a 5,000-mile jaunt across the United States in our RV.
Your name.
So, one thing.
Your name.
My name is Steve Spencer, also known as Papa Nick. And I must say that the thing that Donna blessed me with was acceptance. So that was my lesson. I realized in all that we did together, all was about me being able to accept her just how she is and was. And so that gift of acceptance has really gone a very long way. And then I realized that acceptance is one of the most important actions of love. Because when we can accept each other, that is truly the action of love. Thank you, Donnareyna.
Thank you. So do we want to move the circle?
Just let people walk over.
Walk up to the mic.
Yeah, or just walk up to the mic. That's fine. Walk up to the mic. Whoever wants to film that. Make sure you say your name.
Hi, my name is Doug and this is Sim, and I remember the trip we went to the Keys, and it was really magical. We got to stay with Sim's best friend, and we had a little herb on the way down. It was cool. She liked it.
Sure she did.
And we were seeing her almost like every month, and I was really distressed to hear about what happened. And I actually wanted to play something with Howard, but I guess I'll wait till the music, or you want to do it now?
There'll be a music session,
Okay.
and that will be the time.
Was this going to be a minute, 1 minute?
That's okay. And it'll be perfect.
That's one thing wonderful about Donna is that she always loves to have the music. And,
So I'm just going to do a little prayer thing, and this is actually a heart chakra, so this is for everyone. Heart chakra flute.
She'll be with us in all of our hearts.
Yes, she will. Who wants to go next?
I'd like to share a little drum for peace while I'm here. I love Donna. She was great around the expo. We did a lot of music and a lot of fun. My name's Howard Drum. If you don't know me, I'm Howard Drum on Facebook. I just want to do a quick drum for peace while Doug and I are here. And what you could do if you don't have a drum or an instrument, you could take your hand on your heart and just play a little heartbeat on your heart. So I'm just gonna, I'll lead you. So if you grab your hand on your heart. And so Bob Alatunji, he brought African rhythms to America. He said, "We are the drum. You are the drum. You drum, your vibration. You are musical." And so if you want to do a heartbeat, we're going to do a heartbeat on the heart. And what this does, it actually stimulates the immune system, because you have right. So we have the the thymus gland is over here. So while you're tapping on your heart and doing heartbeat, you're stimulating some T cells that are going to boost your immune system. You're going to create more peace in your own life here. And I do this daily. So it goes like this. I'm drumming for peace. And you're going to repeat it with me. I'm drumming with peace.
Drumming with peace.
Drumming with peace. Come on, sing it.
I'm
drumming with peace.
drumming with peace.
I'm drumming with peace.
I'm drumming with peace.
I'm drumming with peace.
I'm drumming with peace.
Peace.
I'm drumming for peace.
I'm drumming for peace.
I'm drumming for peace.
For myself at least. Right now. Right now.
Right now.
We're drumming with peace.
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 For the Middle East.
For the Middle East.
For our streets.
For our streets.
For ourselves.
For ourselves.
Right now.
Right now.
For Donna.
For Donna.
We're drumming with peace.
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 To give ourselves some sanity in our lives right now. We love Donna. So one more thing. Earth is our mother. We must take care of her. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Donna would say, the sacred ground we walk upon. With every step we take, the sacred ground we walk upon. With every step we take, with every step we take. Woo! Hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey, Anna, ho!
Hey, Donnareyna,
The sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. The sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. With every step we take. Hey, Yana, ho, Yana, hey, Yana, ho. 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 Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you, Howard.
This is the only way that I'd ever get into any kind of band. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who showed up. Donna says thank you. But I think you all know that. Because she lives inside each one of our hearts. And it's funny. I was talking with Steve last week, I guess it was, and Steve said, did I say this before? Steve said, Donna's at rest, and I said, no, she's not. She's saying hello to everybody.
Yes, she is. Chatting.
Right? And Donna, for me, I must admit that when I met Donna, it was at a New Year's Eve party. She was in town from Santa Fe. There's the lady who introduced us. Yay! Good news, bad news. Great news. And Donna and I had a torrid relationship for a while, and after that she became a really good friend. And it was just my pleasure to know Donna, and like all of you, she made my life better. She brought me a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of love. And I think when I was listening to the Zoom celebration a couple of weeks ago, the amount of people whose lives she touched in such a beautiful way. And that's what I will always remember about Donna, that in my life she touched my heart, and everybody I know, whether they had the love-hate relationship or just the love side. She was in our hearts then, she's in our hearts now, and I think as long as our hearts are beating, part of Donna's going to be in there. saying, remember the love. So, you know, just remember, Donna, when you think of her, when you look at the jewelry she gave, when you look at, you know, just other people, just see Donna there, know that she loves you and she loves everybody. And I gotta say, you gotta look over there at that color by the sunset. You know? And Donna's free now. She's free to just be herself. You know, everyone who knows her knows she was a warrior, a road warrior. And now she's not limited to the road. So, Donna, thank you for being here, and thank you for being in my heart. And I'd like one other thing, and anybody wants to join me, I think it's called Hoko Popo Pono Pono.
Yes. She was famous
Donna,
for that.
yeah. Donna, I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Forgive me.
Forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you.
So anybody else want to
I
chime
would
in?
like to say one thing.
One more thing.
Well, actually, this is just a PSA announcement. In case you're parked in the $10 parking lot, which we probably all are, just so you know, don't tell anybody. It's a secret because nobody else can hear. Yeah, right? We can't get out. You're not going to be locked in. So just let it go. Don't worry about timing. But there's a secret way out. And if you stick around, I'll show you how. So let it go and just have fun and be in the moment, okay? Amen. Okay.
I'll go.
Okay, come on.
Hi, my name is Paula. I know Donna from New York, so it's probably like 40 years. So we've shared a lot of wonderful experience, crazy experiences. But the one thing I will say about Donna, she was a connector. She was a networker. She would just be so happy seeing so many people from so many different walks of life. And that's what I will, networker. I think of Donna, that's what I think of. Networker, connector. May she rest in peace.
Amen.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karen Rumey. I'm one of those people who had a love-hate relationship with Donna. For those of you who know me, Donna has taught me so many lessons. Oh my God. Our road trip to Atlanta. So, Steve, God bless you. That's all I could say is God bless you. And at least she doesn't have to worry about the bathroom anymore. But she taught me that you don't always have to follow the rules. Because as much as I had rules, she would find a way of breaking all of them. And you gotta love her. She was probably the most tenacious woman I've ever met in my life.
Yes, tenacious is her word.
And she'll be missed. She'll be missed. And she'll be remembered.
Yes.
So just today, just thinking about all the crazy stuff over the last 10 years, or whatever. Has it been 10 years, Lucky? 7 years. Lucky introduced me to Donnareyna. She was definitely a character and a very special woman.
Thank you. Okay, who would like to go next? The mic is open. Who wants to go? Now look at the beautiful sky. Take it all in. Take it all in. Hi everybody, I'm Ever. Blessings to Donna on this beautiful sunset on the beach. The moon. This is Angie Rainbow G. She introduced me to Donnareyna, and we've been in Donna's hearts ever since.
Been in our hearts as well.
Been in our hearts. So Donna, me and Donna, funny enough, we had to say the Ho'oponopono prayer together in our last encounter. And so that was fun. It was good. And so Donna was really good at that, at just squashing it all, you know, and moving on with the love.
So it's very beautiful. I bought some beautiful jewelry from her, so I always have her close by. And should I tell the story? Yeah. Okay, so here's a fun story. So, you know, one time we invited Donna over to our community event, and she was doing readings. So I decided to get a reading from her, and she had mentioned to me, I'm gonna just say the part that's popped out the most. Basically, something about my throat chakra closing up, and she said, "You know how to open up your throat chakra?" She's like, "You know, you just gotta take a man in really deep into your throat." And so Donna wasn't shy, you know, she wasn't shy at all. Like, she will just tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, the in-between. And she was next to Scorpio, so she was a very sexual being, and she wasn't afraid to talk about that with you. And so that was something that shocked me. I was like, "What? Whoa! Okay." And so that was really nice. You know, it's nice that somebody's that open to talk about sexuality and how important it is for us. So that was really fun. She also said that me and Angie were gonna have a baby by the same man. Yeah. So we're looking for him.
Donnareyna, send him over. We're ready for it. And Mama Reina used to just tell me, you just go with the flow and flow with the go. And that's been my mantra ever since. And no matter what pickle I'm in, I'm just like, go with the flow and flow with the go. Yes. So wherever you're at in your life, whenever you're finding a challenge, remember Mama Reina's mantra. Flow with the go and roll with the go. Yay. Love you. Yay.
Are adorable.
Thank you so much. Yes, I did my Ho'oponopono. It was very helpful.
Donnareyna, 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 you're always Donnareyna to me. And that's how I always opened up. Every time I called her, I'd sing to her, and she'd sing back. So we met in, I'm Suji, and we met in Los Angeles. She was doing a garage sale, actually in a garage, in the evening at a friend's house, so everyone got to have personal one-on-one with her and see everything, and the dealios were on. So she invited my, at the time, fiance and I to come and visit and stay at her place in Colorado. Of course, the bed was too small. There was no room for anything, but whatever. But when we found her, she was getting her pedicure, and she said, "Okay, we're going to a party, then we're going to have dinner, then we're going to Bobby's house, then we're going to Billy's house, then we're going to go there." Wow, we were tired just hearing all that. And then she moved here to Florida. I introduced her to Lucky, and we became friends. And that's really how I got to know her, was here. She helped me move when my husband passed away. And the deal was, Angie was there too, the deal was I was going to empty everything out first and then bring what I needed. She said, no, just put it all in boxes and take it all with you now. Mistake. Very big mistake. Anyway, so I'm still unpacking, everybody. And that's it. So she's with me. She visited me in the shower yesterday, so what can I say? Singing.
I believe it. I believe it.
Donnareyna.
Thank you. Thank you. Who would like to go next? This is amazing. I love these stories. Let's keep them coming because I think they're really, really helpful, and people are loving it. And with this, oh, look at this! Look at this! I haven't seen a sunset like this in so. Wow! Wow! Beautiful. All right.
Hi guys. So I'm Esther, and my memories of Donnareyna are maybe a little bit different than most of you guys. So I met her, let's see, it's probably been about 10 years ago. And I was doing events back then, and so I was running around. I was at an event, I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing a bunch of bling. And as any good girl, love bling. And so I ran up to the table, and I was there, and I didn't really want to buy anything, but she was like, you got to wear this, you got to wear this. And she just put this beautiful necklace on me, and she was like, just wear this. That's it. That's all I want you to do. Just wear this necklace, and you can just wear it and just marvel in it, and and if anybody likes it, you send them over here. And so I was like, I could do that, definitely. So that's what I did for her and for myself, and it was a great day, and it was really fun. And then as years went by, we would run into each other again throughout different events, and I never. Actually, I think I did buy something once. I did buy something once, and it was lovely. And so that was basically how it went. And then about 6 months ago, we ran into her again. And this was in Delray. There was a picnic. And I hadn't seen her. And so when I saw her, I was like, oh, my God, it's so great to see her. But I wasn't like, close to her or anything, but it was just, a familiar face. And it was great to see her. And I had changed because I'm in a partnership now with my love. And so it was really wonderful to introduce him to her and her to him and all that. And I look different now because I'm much more healthier now. She saw me and she was like, wow, you look amazing. What are you doing? And I said, well, there it is. So she appreciated. Yes. So, and I'm not shy, so we can go into that conversation if the girls want to also, but that's fine. So,
Mama Reina style.
That's right. So anyway, so it was really great to see her, and then we saw what we saw on Facebook, and so it was a very interesting thing that we call life. And so this time I bought another magical thing here, and I don't know if this is one of hers or if it was donated or whatever, but now
hers, definitely.
Great, I get to enjoy it. And I'm so happy that we got to do this beautiful thing for her. So thank you, ladies, for everything that you do. And, thank you.
I'm glad everybody came. Can I see that? Thank you. Thank you. Who has not gone? Oh, yes. Come on, Sylvia. Come on, star. Shining star.
Sorry that I'm in my bathing
Do not be
suit.
sorry.
We're at the
She
beach, right?
she wants you in your bathing suit.
She
wants you in your bathing suit. I mean, you have like the moment. Look behind you. How beautiful.
Mama Reina's magic is in the air.
That's right.
That's what it's all about with her. Just the magic everywhere.
Sherry, I love you.
So,
I'm a car lady and old school, old style. And for me, Donnareyna Sessler was not Donnareyna. She was Mama Reina. I met her and I was like, whoop, with my soulmate mom. And this is my birth mom. I'm blessed to have a young, blessed, about to be 80 next month, mama. Woo! So Mama Reina and my mom were friends. And Mama Reina was the one that made me become friends with my mom.
God bless.
And without Mama Reina, my mom and I wouldn't be okay today. And because of her, we are. No matter what. Because we always put the right foot in, and then we put the right foot out, and then we put the left foot in and the left foot out. We do the hokey pokey and we turn ourselves around. That's what it's all about. Woo! And that was Mama Reina. She was the solutionary goddess. She always had to take it to the next level because she was not okay if she was not okay with you. It don't matter who you are, who you were, she had to make sure that you guys were okay, no matter what.
oh yes.
So she taught me so freaking much. And we fought like cats and dogs at times. Like, bad fight. But then we would do the hokey pokey, and we turned it all around. And we turned ourselves around, and she was just such an exemplary, solutionary, extraordinary, inspirational woman. She really, Mama Reina, you're gonna live forever and ever and ever in the hearts of so many. And the white rose was indeed her favorite flower. And I happen to have this white rose card at home that I've held to it for years. I didn't even understand why, but now I do. And it says, the rose still grows beyond the wall. Can somebody help me with a flashlight? Just,
yeah, here we go.
I can read it small. If somebody can hold it for me? Yes, Mamita. Thank you. You're right. No, el flashlight aquí.
Yeah, I'm getting one out.
Yeah, if I get it, because my eyes can see it. I just need the light right now.
The light.
You're right. Mira esto, qué bien. Thank you. So the rose still grows beyond the wall. Near a shady wall, a rose once grew, budded and blossomed in God's free light, watered and fed by morning dew, shedding its sweetness day and night. As it grew and blossomed fair and tall, slowly rising to loftier height, it became to a crevice in the wall, through which there shone a beam of light. Onward it crept with added strength. With never a thought of fear or pride, it followed the light through the crevice length and unfolded itself on the other side. The light, the dew, the broadening view were found the same as they were before, and it lost itself in beauties new, breathing its fragrance more and more. Shall claim of death cause us to grieve and make our courage faint or fall? Nay, let us faith and hope receive. The rose still grows beyond the wall, scattering fragrance far and wide, just as it did in days of yore, just as it did on the other side. Frank. Ho! Mama Reina will live in our hearts forever, and guys, she's around us, and I know very strongly because she's been guiding me for the last few weeks, big time. She's been telling me what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Exactly. Oh yeah, including the sand art that I did over there. In a little while, it's in honor of hers. It's her Stargate. It's her cosmic Stargate. In honor of Mama Reina, and she was a big supporter of the sand art mandalas artwork that I do for the creation of the new earth as we dismantle the old system with ease and grace. Ease and grace, ease and grace. And I would like to say the Kodoish prayer for her 3 times if you guys want to follow along with it. As we would do this prayer together a lot, and then she would add in Hebrew so much that I don't know how to fill it up. But if anybody speaks Hebrew and wants to fill in from the Kodoish and the very little that I know, I would appreciate it very much. Here we go. Kodoish, 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 Adonai Sebayoth. Kodoish, 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 Adonai Sebayoth. Kodoish, 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 Adonai Sebayoth. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Ho!
I'd like to say something. Are you done? Oh, okay. I can't get over there. Does everybody hear me?
We can hear
I have
you.
a big mouth. I was known
Speak it
for
loud,
that.
baby.
Let it rip, baby.
Talk about love-hate relationships. I observed it with Sherry Kaplan and Donna.
Yes.
You would, you were right that she couldn't deal with it if you two weren't okay.
Yes.
So she would say things like, Sherry Kaplan is my guru. Where Sherry goes, Donnareyna follows. When Sherry speaks, Donnareyna listens.
That's a fact.
So there was a lot of commonalities between me and Donna.
She listened to me. What are you talking about?
I witnessed all of it.
Well, she thought she was listening to you, but she could turn things around.
In a New York minute.
So we had a lot in common. We were both into the medicine, and I also had a jewelry business which I put into storage. She kept wanting to sell me jewelry, and I said, I have more than I need in storage. But I, of course, being a woman, I had to buy some jewelry. She wouldn't not let me buy it. She was very persuasive, sometimes to the point where it was annoying.
She could sell ice to the Eskimos.
She was so into the essence of life, and when I came, most of her cards or her decks were gone, but the essence of being cards were there. And I said, okay, Donna, you got your last word. I'm going to buy this deck. So, like I said, she was my medicine woman at times, and at times I was her medicine woman. And I carry on in the tradition. I'm taking my jewelry out of storage.
Yay.
I'm hoping Donnareyna puts her energies towards its success, and I continue to be a medicine woman in Donna's name.
Blessed be.
Oh.
That's beautiful. Yeah, she loved you.
My name is Maria Alexandria Medici.
But she always called you Alexandria. My Alexandria Medici. She loved your name, yes.
The events at the Perpetual Life, guys.
Yeah.
You remember her?
I collected
She was
the money.
she was at the door. She was our door lady.
The dog girl and the bouncer.
Yeah.
I love you, Donnareyna.
We love you forever and ever and ever. Through eternity.
Many of you guys have been here in Perpetual Life.
Why don't you get up and speak,
Sherry.
Sherry, come on. Mama Rena wants to hear you speak.
She's verklempt. Oh, good.
Into the mic.
Nice.
Be clear in the mic.
Steve, I didn't recognize.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, there's many of you that were part of the whole project of the Perpetual Life when I was there years ago. You know, Donna would keep me there till 1 o'clock in the morning. How many of there were 1 o'clock in the morning? Hey,
Yeah.
the party is 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when the party began.
We're going out to eat.
After, and then we went to eat.
And drink.
We normally went to eat, and the party never ended until Donna had to drive an hour home. And she sold whatever she wanted to sell. You know, there's always a cash out. She had a goal. No matter what, she got a deal for you. You know, there's always something. You cannot walk away without buying something from her. Honestly, there's a piece of Donna in our heart. She stole our heart away, and she sucked us dry at the same time. Correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It was a love-hate. It was like, and it was like, I'm not your mother, I'm not your daughter, I'm not your mother, I'm not your daughter. It was like this back and forth. I'm like, stop. You know? And I know there's a reason that she was in my life. And
And there was a point in my life that I actually had to cut her out, you know, and many of us had to, because we needed a break. You know, she was intense. She was really intense. She knew what she wanted. She was not going to have a no for an answer. You know, there's no such thing as a no in Donna's life, right? You know, there's no such thing as a no, and sometimes we had to say no for us in order to have our own boundaries. I think she taught me about boundaries, honestly, in my life. Because boundaries has been my issue. Honestly, how many people here are dealing with boundaries in their life with their mothers and shit? Like, how many people dealing with her as your mom, as an alternative replacement? Really? Honestly, we would laugh and cry and, like, fucking hate each other. In the parking lot. And smoke a joint at the same time. Okay? No matter where I was, whether it was, honestly, I started when she first came along, it was in Hollywood at the Ayurvedic Center, and then I went to the Church of Perpetual Life, and then I went to Pompano Beach, and then I went to where'd I go? The yoga studio, and then I went back to the Zen Mystery, and like, God, no matter where I went, she was there.
Where Sherry goes, Donnareyna follows.
She's got something to sell. She's got something to sell, and we all need it. No matter what it was, we all needed it, okay? We all needed a little bit of whatever she had to sell. She really, like, took a little piece of our heart. We couldn't say no. Like, okay, all right, I'll do it. And, like, and it was like conquest for her. It was a conquest for her. And she was a gypsy. A complete gypsy, living out of the seat of her car and everything she owned. Honestly, to go through someone's possessions. I honestly, in the end of my life, when someone goes through my possessions and have to put a price on it, and what is it worth? It's kind of scary, and it really makes me take a look at what is the value in all the shit that we have. You know, honestly. Yeah, it's all about memories and everything else, and we're going to take home a little piece of her today. I know there's a lot of things on the table that are cracked, and they're not perfect, and we're all debating this yesterday of the imperfection. Like, oh, this is used, and it's cracked and broken. Okay, so what? Everything in our fucking life is cracked and broken. Honestly, look at all the cracks in our heads and our bodies and our faces, honestly. So take home a little bit of her and put it on the altar and remember her for the rest of your life with the cracks and brokens and fingers and everything, okay? Today, we don't want to take home anything today. You know, when you go back into the room today, go grab something, put your name on it, tag it, take it home. We don't need to buy it today. We can deal with it tomorrow. No, we're done. We're going to say goodbye to Donnareyna. We're going to move her along and take a little piece of her in your life. It's, as we said, it's a beautiful thing. Listen, when my mom passed, I have a beautiful statue in my house. Even though the wing is broken, that angel statue means forever for me, okay? So when you want to look at something and remember something from somebody, they're going to pass through your life. We're all going to pass through each other's life, guys. I knew there was going to be 50 people today, right? Did I call it out, 50 people?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Sherinata. You've been awesome. Thank you for being here. You know, I didn't think that we'd pull this together, but we did. I have a background in catering, and I'm a party planner. I haven't, like, put on my freaking hat in years. You know, I've been, like, you know, that freaking froze mode, like most of you. And thank you for being here today and respecting space and enjoying and sharing and engaging and hugging appropriately. Everything is appropriately right now, right? How much space do you need to give between a hug? How much space is between a breath, right? That we're scared of each other, that we have to wear a mask even though we've been vaccinated, but we're so afraid to be around other people. So thank you, everyone, for being here, honestly.
Thank you, Sherry, for putting this together.
And when I die, I expect triple this, okay? Triple this. I want 300 people here, right? You know, I'm not dying yet, right?
No, you're not dying yet.
Okay. Who would like to take the stage? Thank you so much.
I want you to
Beautiful.
I just wanted to mention one thing. Larry's birthday is December.
Oh, we can all.
We're going to do this every month.
Are we all gonna get towed right now?
No, but wait, you did say disclaimer.
Don't worry about it. Let it go.
If you'd like to continue this kind of energy here, actually, we used to do full moon drummings right here in front of Larry's house. We did it for years. And we really be good if we can continue this for everybody in the community, because we've all lost people. People are still sick and dying, and we want to help them. And so we can raise the vibration. We can have a sound healing on the beach here around full moon or pre-full moon, whatever. New moon also, we can do it new moon. Doesn't have to be full moon. But if you'd like to come back, every month, because Larry just mentioned it to me again tonight, because we used to do it. And I said, I remember when we did the first full moon drumming here. Let's do it. We picked a date, not knowing it was his birthday. And then the very next, I'm getting chills just talking to you about it. So there's something about this space over here that he's been holding space for. And it would be great to acknowledge him on his birthday. And I think it's December 4th. So we'll check with him. And Sherry and I will coordinate something with whoever's interested.
I'll be there.
And I'm Howard Drum on Facebook. I'm live somewhere every day. So check us in. We have 3 drum circles a week.
Once a month kind of thing. Wouldn't it be
Once
great?
a month.
Wouldn't it be great once a month to get together?
Yes.
Can we do once a month, possibly, guys?
I think that this was meant to
I think this
happen.
is magical.
It was supposed to happen
We
this way.
we pulled together. Yeah.
We continue this.
Yeah, we can continue. We got the whole system, guys. Everybody, guys. So, as to close, what do you want to do here on your?
I want Amber to close for us.
And then we'll go inside and we'll continue eating and move your cars.
And music.
We don't have to move the cars.
We don't.
No, because there's a secret passageway that we know how to get out. So we're not telling anybody until it's time. No, we're not going to get towed. No, they're going to close the park up. It's okay.
And we want to thank Sylvia for putting together a mandala over there. When you get a chance, go take a look. She put a ceremonial mandala at the beachfront. Sylvia, did you talk about your mandala?
Wait, Amber's gonna speak.
After we finish here, we're gonna meet up over there by the cosmic spiritual mandala that I made in honor of Mama Reina. We also have some crystals that are gonna go into the ocean in her honor to exponentially multiply the intentions and the prayers, and everybody can touch them. And we're gonna sage everybody around the cosmic stargate over there. So when we finish here, we'll just walk over there. Randall has been grounding and holding space over there for all of us. Randall Rodriguez. So here goes the mic to
Amber and Donnareyna. Okay, so Amber's ready to bring a little message from Donnareyna right now. So let's hear what Donna has to say. Mama. Donna Mama.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like super nervous about this because I've never done this before, but I have been channeling her energy, and it's so alive in me. Like I'm in tears, but I am so fucking grateful for everybody to come together in my honor. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is so beautiful and so fucking amazing. And I've heard all of the stories, and I'm just so happy you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to continue channeling, but I'm going to be Amber right now because I want to talk about my story with her. And she changed my life. She was my Mama Reina. Like, my mom's name is Donna, by the way. So it just fit, and yeah, I've got mama problems. I got daddy issues too, but it just happens. But I was at an EOB with her. We were both volunteering. Some of you may know what EOB is, Essence of Being. And at the very end, you get this opportunity to sit in a big circle like we are today And I felt every single one of you when we held our hands together. It was so powerful. And I was literally standing in that circle with us all, Care Bear staring you with love the whole fucking time, if you know what that means. I was Care Bear staring at everybody. And I'm so grateful to be here in Mama Reina's honor. So anyway, EOB, we're all in this circle, and you got to go in the circle and pick up the microphone. I'm terrified of public speaking, by the way. I don't even know how I'm doing this right now. But I got up and I walked into that circle and I grabbed the mic and the pillow and I went straight to Mama Reina. And I literally hysterically ugly cried in her lap, and she held me and she comforted me and she loved me the way I mean, my mom always did that, but she made me feel loved, like a mother's love, a spiritual love, something so much bigger and greater. I can't explain it. The depths of her reality and her soul and her essence of being as she walked this planet was absolutely fucking beautiful, and I am honored and blessed to have been a part of this life that she shared with us. She's given me, so I had my magic wand that I bought for $10 from her, selenite wand. She gave me earrings when I video filmed some of her stuff for marketing. She was a marketer. We all know this. I am too. But I don't know, I just connected with her. And somebody earlier today looked at me and said, "You look like Donna." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Maybe I do." And there is a part of me that is being her now and will be in every moment of my life, because she resembled like a mother figure to me when we hung out. I mean, she came to my house parties and we'd have spiritual fire party. I'm sorry, campfire parties, and she slept over. She's just she was just always there. She would come and go and be and do and just floated through life in this most beautiful way. I love you, Mama Reina. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for the essence of being that you shared and touched my soul. And I know you all feel probably something similar, because she touched us all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I'm so grateful for this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you. Thank you. And Donna, thank you. So what I'd like to do is, because I know that everybody's thinking about what are we going to do right now? But yep, exactly. That's what I'm going to say. That's what we're going to do right now. I don't want to be leaving. Right now, we need to, if I can have somebody, Amber, if you can get the seashells in the middle, please. Yep. In the heart. And
oh my God, that's the tea carossetti I made for him.
That way?
I made now a tea carossetti with that little heart on his window.
Oh, really?
It's so cool.
Oh, well, I brought that from home.
I got the candle and the shells.
Oh, nice. Oh, my gosh. So what we can do is you guys can grab a couple of them if you want, 1 or 2 prayers. I actually have to, I think we all need to say just grab what you want, and we go over there and you just say it quietly in your moment and throw it back into the ocean where it belongs. And I have to do one for my daughter for Winter, actually, for the dolphin Winter who passed away, if you know who that is.
I do.
Yes, I know. I'm very upset. I told her I would do that at Donnareyna, and she was so happy because she knew Donnareyna too. So we're. Oh, you have crystals going into the water? Okay, yeah.